You're listening to Four Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast.
Today is Monday, March 23rd. I'm Maria Lisignoli.
I'm Johnny Connor. Thanks for listening to Four Things to Know.
Your top story today. A funding standoff in Congress continues to create issues at airports across the country. This weekend, flyers faced long lines at security. TSA screeners are still working without pay. And there are few signs things will improve anytime soon. We're still waiting for lawmakers to make a deal to end the current partial government shutdown. And now, another announcement from President Trump could create a different challenge at airports across the country. ICE agents are now deployed in airports to help with staffing challenges. The president announcing this move over the weekend, specifically calling out Minnesota. Now, Barrett Leone is following this today, and here's her report from noon from the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport.
No ICE agents here at MSP, but that could change. Now, the airport was not on the list of more than a dozen selected for the extra help amid this staffing shortage, the staffing crisis. That's according to CNN. But federal officials say that they are mainly getting deployed to large airports where we're seeing the longest lines, places like New York City, Chicago, New Orleans. Now, we did spot ICE agents at the Houston, Texas airport this morning, as well as Atlanta, where they were seen patrolling the lines outside security checkpoints. The president first mentioned the idea in a Truth Social post over the weekend, where he specifically named Minnesota. Even so, no agents are here at the airport. Travelers we spoke with at MSP say things are running smoothly. Some do worry ICE agents will bring more delays and safety issues, while others say whatever it takes to get the job done.
Just being in Minneapolis and seeing what the ICE agents did while they were here, they weren't very helpful, so I don't think it's going to be helpful. I don't know that very many people are going to be feeling positive about them being in there and enforcing things.
I mean, it's just what it is. Yeah. I really don't have any opinion about that. Yeah. Whatever they can do to help the people out.
Yeah. MSP airport leaders say they've consistently remained with under 30-minute wait times throughout this partial government shutdown, which they say is really a testament to our local TSA team. Now, that's also on top of spring break travel. And I just one more note, TSA staff now have gone without a paycheck since mid-February.
Number 2 today, tributes are coming in from across Minnesota and the hockey community for the mom and her 3 children who lost their lives in a house fire on Saturday. Jessi Pierce was known by many as a writer and contributor for the Minnesota Wild, the NHL, and several sports radio and podcast shows. And today we heard from Wild players like Captain Jared Spurgeon, along with head coach John Hines, and the Wild's president of hockey, Bill Guerin, who are all remembering her legacy.
Our hearts and prayers are out to her family, but it's just something unimaginable that we're all very, very, very shook here. If you ever met her, you just could feel the energy around her. Like I said, every time she was in here, she had a smile on her face, and whether it's talking about the game at hand or just youth sports, or still remember when she would bring the kids into the dressing room and doing interviews, holding them. So it's, like I said, it's just a very hard news to take.
I personally had a little, enjoyed a special bond with her, being in the White Bear, Matamidi area, and talking about Matamidi High School and things like that. And she'll be sorely missed. She was a great person. Just pray for her and her family and everyone that's involved.
Words just can't express how devastated we all are. Jessi was just. She was always happy, always in a good mood, always a pleasure to deal with for me. And we'll miss her.
Investigators have not shared a cause of the fire, but a GoFundMe has been set up for Jessi's husband, and as of this recording, more than $119,000 have been raised.
Number 3. An emotional moment that stuck with so many of us on the day of the deadly shooting at Annunciation Catholic School.
My friend Victor saved me though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit.
Your friend laid on top of you?
Yeah, and he got hit. He's really brave.
And now a national honor for the young boy who saved his friend's life, the boy you just heard from. The Congressional Medal of Honor Society selected Victor Greenawalt to receive the Young Hero Citizen Award. The society chose him for his heroic acts during the shooting when Victor laid on top of his 10-year-old classmate. Both children were wounded. The society said Victor's courage and selflessness became a powerful symbol of hope and humanity for a community in crisis. Awards will be presented on Wednesday.
Now to your fourth thing to know today, 2 comebacks and 2 tournament wins for the Gopher women's basketball team. They are on to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2005. They're going to play the winner of UCLA and Oklahoma State. Now, Maria, those 2 teams play tonight at 9, so we're going to have some basketball to watch.
Oh, yeah, and we'll have to see who they're going to play.
The odds makers, they have number 1 seed UCLA as 26-point favorites tonight, so it seems like the Gophers will end up playing the Bruins, but you never know.
You never know.
There's a reason they play the game. Now let's get back to the Gophers game for a second from yesterday. Ole Miss dominated the third quarter, but the Gophers tied it up late, and then with 3 seconds left, Hopkins native Amaya Battle became the hero with a game-winning jumper. Here's how the celebration sounded in the locker room after the big win. The celebration was posted on the team's Facebook page this morning, and you could hear head coach Dawn Plitzawhite running into the locker room screaming, "Let's go!" And the players just going wild. They were spraying water, celebrating their win. Great win.
It was so cool to see that celebration, too, at the end. You could just feel the excitement in there. Oh, yeah, what a fun game.
Let's hope they can keep going all the way, right?
Absolutely.
Those are the 4 things to know today. Let's check in on our next weather forecast.
I'm meteorologist Joseph Dames. As we work through the forecast today, we have temperatures building up to about 50 degrees. It's above average. It's going to be above average by about 5 degrees or so. We have sunny skies in the forecast, clouds later tonight. Temperatures dropping down tonight into the 30s with another day back into the 50s on Tuesday.
And now, here's more to know.
2 people are dead and dozens were taken to the hospital after a plane hit a fire truck at New York's LaGuardia Airport overnight. As of this recording, hundreds of flights are canceled and the airport is expected to be closed until later this afternoon. Authorities confirm the plane's pilot and co-pilot are the 2 people killed. 41 people were taken to the hospitals, 39 from the aircraft, and then 2 PA aircraft rescue and firefighting officers from the fire truck. The Port Authority executive director told reporters that 32 people had been released from hospitals, but there were also some serious injuries. Now take a listen to audio of the controller talking about the collision with the pilot of a Frontier flight.
That wasn't good to watch.
Yeah, I know I was here. I tried to reach out to my staff, and we were dealing with an emergency earlier, and I messed up.
No, man, you did the best you could.
Investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board are on scene, and they do expect to deliver an initial briefing later today. Look for that update in our later newscasts and online.
Back here in Minnesota, today, concerned community members are urging the Minneapolis City Council to override Mayor Jacob Frey's eviction ordinance veto. The council recently passed the Pause Evictions Save Lives ordinance. It would have extended pre-eviction notices from 30 to 60 days. Mayor Frey vetoed that, instead pushing to add $1 million more in rental assistance. Some community advocates and council members came together today to push the council to override his veto. And we heard from Minneapolis Council member Robin Wansley, who represents Ward 2.
Our residents simply need a policy protection like this. They need rental assistance to support the payment aspect, but they also need to make sure that landlords aren't given the ability to just kick them out while they're struggling to get those resources together. So this is us coming together to ask our colleagues this week, when they get to vote to override Mayor Frey's veto, which requires 9 votes. We passed this policy with 7. We are asking our colleagues to stand with not just us as co-authors of this policy, but to stand with the thousands of residents who spent months patrolling our streets, raising tens of millions of dollars to keep their neighbors safe and housed.
And the problem is not just being felt in Minneapolis. A local nonprofit tells WCCO that nearly 100 people in Shakopee are at risk of eviction. Mary Hernandez is the executive director of Mikasa, a nonprofit in Shakopee that now finds itself delivering food to between 500 and 600 families every week. She adds that for many families, keeping jobs was nearly impossible, and about 90 families are behind on rent in the Shakopee areas. Mikasa is relying on donations to help pay landlords directly.
I call it a big black hole because there's no end to it, and there's really not enough assistance.
The philanthropic Wilson Foundation is now stepping in, with its president telling WCCO they're wiring $300,000 to Mikasa just this week.
Hennepin County is offering one-time grants for business owners. They can receive anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000 to cover 2 months of rent. The business must rely on sales and services and must have lost revenue between December 1st and February 28th. Applications close Wednesday at 4 p.m. Still a lot of moving parts trying to get money to families and businesses, not just within Hennepin County, but the entire state. Unrelated to the fallout from Operation Metro Surge, the city of Minneapolis is facing a lawsuit claiming they don't have enough police officers on the job. The suit points back to a 2022 decision by the state's highest court, which said the, quote, mayor has a clear legal duty under the Minneapolis City Charter to employ at least 731 sworn police officers. As of this week, the Minneapolis Police Department has 617 sworn officers. In 2025, MPD employed 579 officers, an increase from the year before. The plaintiffs in this case see a connection between a short-staffed police department and crime. Here's attorney Rachel Pelos.
They want to see 731 police officers or more back on the streets of Minneapolis, patrolling the streets, engaging with citizens, and getting to know their communities. The message of this case is very straightforward. Enforce the law as written, hire more police officers.
A spokesperson for the city says it, quote, rejects allegations that the number of police officers has been suppressed. Adding, the city, quote, has the most diverse police force in our history, saw a record number of applications from people wanting to join the department this past year, end quote. The city says they're on track to have over 700 officers in 2027. Attorneys say the city has a deadline to respond to their petition next month.
Maria, let's talk sports. There's not a whole lot going on tonight in the Twin Cities. The Wolves, Wild, and Frost are all off. But baseball season, it's almost here.
Yeah.
The Twins open up their season on the road Thursday in Baltimore. Can you believe that?
I can't believe it. Well, I mean, it already is starting to feel like spring, especially since the first day was last Friday. So, I'm getting into the spirit, and that comes with baseball.
You're getting into the winter spring spirit now because there could be, what if we have a snowstorm at Target Field? I mean, it's possible.
It's possible. Absolutely. I mean, opening day is still about 2 weeks away, April 3rd, I believe.
That sounds right. One more sports piece we're following. The winningest cross-country skier in United States history skied in her final race. Jessi Diggins from Afton, Minnesota. She wrapped up her prestigious career with the 20K mass start that was held in Lake Placid yesterday. She finished 12th, and she was visibly emotional after crossing the line. A legendary cross-country skiing career coming to a close. She did claim her 4th overall World Cup title earlier this weekend, and she hangs up the skis with 4 Olympic medals and 7 World Championship medals. What a career.
Congratulations. Job well done.
It's time to take a breath with your Daily Bright Spot.
The Minnesota State Fair announced TLC and Salt and Peppa with En Vogue. It's iconic. Will hit the grandstand on Saturday, September 5th.
Everyone knows that song.
Oh, yeah. Or, I don't want no scrub. That's like my go-to karaoke song.
Really?
One of them.
You have a whole list of them?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Oh, man. These have some classic tunes. We talked about Push It, No Scrubs, Waterfalls. What a man. I mean, the list goes on and on.
And it is a great way to cap off a day at the fair, too.
Oh, my gosh,
Just
how
go to the grandstand,
fun.
chill, listen to some music.
Some great 90s R&B, early 2000s, too. Oh, yeah, I'm excited for this announcement, and I definitely would want to go get tickets. Well, thanks for listening here to 4 Things to Know. With Johnny Connor, I'm Maria Lizignoli. We're here with the news you need every weekday afternoon by 3 o'clock.
I'm Maria Lizignoli, and this podcast comes to you from the WCCO podcast studio.
I'm Johnny Connor, and this is where you'll find the latest news of the day with us on 4 Things to Know.
I'm Mariel Mose, and I bring you the stories behind the female athletes redefining the game on women in sports.
I'm Adam Duxter. Join me for a deep dive into faith and what it means to Minnesotans around the state on Bigger Than Belief.
Stay in the know on the go with the WCCO podcast studio. Go to WCCO.com/podcasts.